Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Swiss authorities say they believe a fire at a ski resort bar was caused by sparklers attached to champagne bottles that came too close to the ceiling. But the Valais Attorney General says several hypotheses are still being investigated to confirm how the blaze, which killed 40 people and injured 119 others, began. So far, 113 of those injured have been formally identified, including 71 Swiss citizens, 14 French, and 11 Italians. And police say formal identification of those killed is continuing. Russia has accused Ukraine of killing at least 27 people in a drone strike on a New Year's Eve party in a hotel and cafe in the Russian-occupied southern Kherson region. According to the Russia-installed governor, more than 30 people were injured in the attack, which he said happened in the village of Korli on the Black Sea. Ukraine said it would not directly respond to sources of information such as claims from governors of occupied regions, but it did say it adheres to the norms of international humanitarian law and conducts strikes exclusively against military targets. At least 7 people have died and many others are missing after a boat attempting to reach Europe capsized off the coast of the Gambia. The boat overturned on Wednesday midnight near Jinak village in the North Bank region and was later found grounded on a sandbank, according to the country's defence minister. 7 bodies have been recovered and 96 people have been rescued so far. There were around 200 people on board. US President Donald Trump has warned Iran's authorities against killing peaceful protesters, saying Washington will come to their rescue. In a brief post on social media, he wrote, "We are locked in and ready to go." A senior advisor to Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, responded by saying Trump should be careful if he intervened, warning of potential chaos across the Middle East. At least 8 people are reported to have been killed in Iran after almost a week of mass protests sparked by worsening economic conditions. Yemen's future hangs in the balance after a dramatic turn of events in the south, which have brought Saudi Arabia and the UAE into unprecedented direct confrontation and threatened the country with partition. Both Gulf powers have intervened on behalf of Yemen's internationally recognized government in the country's long-running civil war, but a fracturing of the alliance has seen them backing different rival groups, one of whom is now pushing to declare the independence of a breakaway state in southern Yemen. On Friday, the UAE-backed force declared that a war had begun, accusing Saudi-backed ground forces of launching an attack alongside airstrikes by the Saudi Air Force. China's BYD is set to overtake Elon Musk's Tesla as the world's biggest seller of electric vehicles, marking the first time it has outpaced its American rival for annual sales. Sales of its battery-powered cars rose last year by almost 28% to more than 2.25 million. Tesla, which is due to reveal its total sales for 2025 later on Friday, last week published analysts' estimates suggesting that it had sold around 1.65 million vehicles for the year as a whole. Anthony Joshua's driver has been charged after a crash in Nigeria injured the boxer and killed 2 of his teammates. Adeniyi Mobalaji Kayode was charged at the Sagamu Magistrate Court on Friday. Police sources say the charges include death by dangerous driving. Joshua's personal trainer Lateef Ayodele and strength coach Sina Gami died on Monday after the vehicle they were travelling in crashed into a stationary truck on a highway near Lagos. And an annual food fight festival has left the Spanish town of Ibi covered in flour and eggshells. Every year, participants wear military-style costumes and stage a fake coup using eggs, flour and firecrackers. The eggers go around asking for so-called taxes or donations to charity from local people, and if you don't pay, you could end up getting splattered. The festival, held in the province of Alicante, is more than 200 years old and takes place on the 28th of December each year to coincide with the Day of the Innocents, Spain's equivalent to April Fool's Day. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.
Hello Hello and welcome to Sports News. The Nigerian police has charged the driver of the car carrying former heavyweight boxer Anthony Joshua that was involved in a fatal crash with reckless and dangerous driving causing death. 46-year-old Adeni Kayode was also charged with driving without a valid driver's license and driving without due care and attention, causing bodily harm and damage to property. He was also granted a 5 million naira bail, but will remain in detention until his bail conditions are met.